I'm live, and the World Series of Poker has been rescheduled, and I shouldn't have 113 people in this live stream before I even started. So that means that a lot of you are looking at this and going, wow, World Series of Poker was rescheduled. We better watch this guy's channel. So here's the deal. A couple hours ago, it was announced by the World Series of Poker, the official channel, that the World Series of Poker has been rescheduled to a later date in the fall, yet to be named. So to anybody who had your $100,000 buy-in or whatever it is, how much is the buy-in for the World Series of Poker? Somebody tell me in the comments below. My name is Steven, and I am not leaving Las Vegas. I'm a Vegas YouTuber. We're going to get a lot of people wishing you a happy 420, everybody. Just keep that stuff to a minimum, because here's the thing. Some people watch this stream. Maybe they're watching from work. Maybe that stuff's not allowed at their job. We don't want them to get into trouble for watching my channel. We have to have sensibilities. Anywho, yes, $10,000 buy-in for the WSOP. WSOP has been canceled. What's up, everybody? My name is Steven. I was doing the Vulcan thing, so don't you dare accuse me of doing anything. That's how they say hello when you're logical and they're gangsters. They're like, what's up? Live long and prosper. I did my video today. It is finished. It is processed. Or if you're in Canada, you say it has processed. And it is finished. It is going to be called, I had a name for it, and I made a name for it. It's a 30-minute long thing. I went to the Strip. And it's finished, and on my advisor friend said, you need to pep this up a little. So the beginning is real down low, and then we show you the strip. It is going to be called Las Vegas Shutdown, Closed for Business, Open for Hope, Las Vegas Total Shutdown of 2020. It'll be on my Patreon later tonight when I make a thumbnail. It'll stay up there until Wednesday. What day is it? Oh yeah, it's any day, because days don't make sense anymore. That's it. World Series of Poker has been rescheduled. Now, all of you poker fans on that site, 2+ or something like that, you can all leave the stream, because I'm not interesting. Trust me on this. Whoa, thank you, Matt Morrissey. $5 from Matt. Thank you so much, Matt. You guys don't have to do that, but when the super chats get hot and heavy and fast and furious, I may not be able to see you, so I'll try to answer people. The World Series of Poker. Now, the Binions brand used to be Binions Horseshoe. And of course, the World Series of Poker originates on that. Now, when I used to send people on timeshare tours in a past life, and by the way, I need 230 concurrent thank yous to Matt. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Matt. You're a rock star. Mr. Morrissey, you're great. Morrissey was a group from England that sang music. Matt is a guy that does a YouTube channel that's probably streaming right now that you guys might want to check out, because he's a real nice, down-to-earth Canadian guy like me. I'm from Canada originally too, don't you know? Anyways, yeah, thank you guys so much. So, yes, Terry is saying good morning, or good evening. Good morning, good evening. Good morning, it's a Beatles song. Nothing to do to save his life, call his wife then. Anyways, guys, I try to get my energy up for these streams. I have an extreme headache today. Oh, Toby's Desk. Thank you, Toby's Desk. I appreciate it. Is that Toby Maguire or Toby from The Office? Either way, I love both Tobys. They were both funny and nice. And Toby Maguire, apparently not all the nice. Speaking of poker, there is this rumor that in that movie Molly's Game, which is on Netflix, got popular because everybody's stuck at home with nothing to do but watch Netflix. If you didn't own Netflix stock and you were worried about Disney Plus and you now own Netflix stock since this, you're golden. You made some money, because I saw Netflix stock went up. Anyways, player X in there is apparently Toby Maguire. And the World Series of Poker started at the Binions, of course, Binions Gambling Hall. It used to be called Binions Horseshoe until the Horseshoe brand was purchased by what I want to say is Caesars Entertainment. And they made a resort somewhere in Missouri, the Midwest, somewhere down in the South. I think it might be a riverboat. I don't know if it's a land-based casino. It doesn't matter. It's no longer the Horseshoe, but Binion started the World Series of Poker. And, you say what you will about Binion. He's a polarizing personality here in town. Whoa! Thank you, Black Cane. Black Cane, Black Cane, Black Cane, and Okerlund. He finally told me how to phonetically pronounce his name. Phonetically, it's Okerlund, and I will not forget right now. How dare I forget? Thank you guys for your generosity. We are doing these live streams. This is the 12th live stream in a row. Wall Street Warlord asks if I play poker. I do not. There's a few things I told my wife I would not attempt to learn, and poker was one of them because I have the type of obsessive personality that will try to learn the game and think he can win the game, but I wouldn't have much of a tell. This would be me playing poker. And it just wouldn't work for me. However, since everybody's wearing face masks, and if you guys are emailing me about face masks, I'll tell you that you can send me money soon. I guess if I had a tell, as long as I didn't giggle like a little piglet, I would be okay. How's this going to work on the tables? Everybody's going to have an advantage. Neil Armstrong moved to Australia. I don't think Neil Armstrong's with us anymore. The first man on the moon was Neil Armstrong, and I got a Moon Age rock star. Neil Armstrong, thank you for $5.99 in Aussie dollars. Thank you so much, Neil. Neil Armstrong, I need 282 concurrent thank yous to Neil Armstrong. So the World Series of Poker started downtown at the Binions, as far as I understand it. Poker room, Texas Hold'em, studs over knights, Raiders over everybody. I don't know the rules of poker, and that's just proof of it. I'd be the guy at the table going, "Go fish," and then they would kick me out. Neil Armstrong passed. Pat B is fast on his Google machine. I don't have a Google machine in front of me. All I have is a camera and a microphone. And I promised you guys that I would give you a black cat at the start of the stream, and I almost forgot. And then he decided to come in, and he is right here. And whoa, Black, you are ridiculous. Thank you so much. Are you serious? Whoa, dude. Okay. Hey, Black, I need you to email me on the screen if you want to see that documentary early, because that is ridiculous. It's usually just for Patreon, but you can email me on that screen and I'll send it to you, and you go see it 24 hours before everybody else. Thank you, Black. Wow, geez Louise, that's crazy, man. Thank you so much. Wow. Look, it's a black cat. His name is Blackjack. We have gambling terms. My wife closes the door because I am very loud on camera. Wow. Anthony said, "Shoot, I'm not a fish." And even though, here we go. There we go. How many of the Stephen J. Campbell Not Leaving Las Vegas fans are from Las Vegas? Good question. How many of you guys are from Vegas? Where are you from? Quick, we have only 319 people. Sound off where you're from. We'll do that for a while until somebody in the comments says, "Stop it, talk about Vegas." Okerlund is back. I told you I would remember your name. And thank you so much. Blackjack is here on camera, large and in charge. Where are y'all from? 2019 face masks were forbidden. Ha! Shakes are okay. You know, and that's the thing now. I guess you're going to want to wear those things, you know? That's what you're going to want to wear. I got London, UK in the house, Michigan, Phoenix, New Orleans, Carson City, Toronto, Houston, Washington, Hawaii. Oh, it just got real busy. Clovis, Rosenberg, Salinas, California, Sacramento, Sacktown, Michigan's here. The Seattle, Washington. Is that like the Ohio State? Wisconsin, Fresno. Oh, it's too fast. I screwed up. Near Las Vegas, IKEA. That is awesome. Whoa, that was, I can't even. Oh my gosh, I can't even. I got Wall Street here, Niagara Falls, New York, where I used to go at Christmas time. They used to have a really nice light show. Now there's a Seneca casino there. I'm so disappointed, but I'm happy for the people that can make the money. I got Cowtown, Munich, Germany, Dankeschön for watching. Barbados, I got the islands here. I never had an islander here. Caribbean Queen, named after the song, but she's probably the original. Oh, I got Whittier, Atlantic City, Monaco. No, Wall Street, you already said you were from somewhere else. You can't change your name. You're not that fast at flying. Green Bay, Wisconsin. Jersey via Portugal. Wow, that's the island of Jersey or the state of New Jersey. Southern Ohio, Yuma, Ventura, Cut and Shoot, Texas, Pittsburgh, Kansas, or Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. There's two of them. Buffalo, New York, only one of those. I got living the dream here from the great People's Republic of North Korea. You must have the only good internet connection in the country. Can you do a shout out to my gal, Kristen? Okerlund says, of course I can. Kristen Okerlund says, hello. He says, you're awesome. He says, you're the best person in the world right now. And he hopes you're watching. Victoria, British Columbia, where they grow palm trees year-round. In Canada, Edmundchuk, where all of the Ukrainians are near. Whoa, Gamble the Globe says Vegas needs to open. My channel needs content. There's always content, Gamble the Globe. Y'all just got to look for it. I got another Edmontonian here. Moore Park. Thank Gamble the Globe. Thank you, Gamble. Thank you, Gamble. Check out the content. He's advertising his channel with a $4.99 super chat, and that is very smart. Otherwise, people might not see it because there's people in my chat. Why is there so many people in my chat? So the history of downtown is very interesting, isn't it? Steven, are your masks available at my store? No, they're not on the Teespring store. I'm just going to be selling them through, if I can set it up properly, if I have time. I spent 2.5 hours after the live stream last night working on that video, and it crashed because my computer is a hunk of junk, it turns out. I thought it was a good computer when I paid $400 for a motherboard and a CPU a year ago. It's not. It's not good. Kim Jong has the Rona. I like that. We'll just call it Rona. Rona is a home building center in Canada. So we don't have the Rona V. I won't get monetized. It's the coronavirus. Okay, the coronavirus is going around the world. Cliff, there is no date for the World Series of Poker right now. It's just happening in the fall. So, you know, they'll open up in May, but it's not happening in the fall. It makes sense. I've also heard a rumor, Vegas rumor mill swirling around. See, everybody who was here before, the 100+ people that were here, they're gone now because I told them that the news about World Series of Poker. It's okay. I love it. That's why I put this on there. I put it on there to get the attention of people. La Rona. I don't know what that means in Spanish. It means the Rona. Hail everyone, good to see you tonight. Corona with lemon would be good right now. Yes, and you can buy some unless you are in a place where the stores close early, which is everywhere because right now the stores all close at 8 o'clock in our neck of the woods. What time does the stores close where you are? New question of the video. Whoa, Matt! Thanks for being you, Matt. Guys, can I have 328 concurrent thank yous for Matt? Thank you, Matt. Matt. You are great. It doesn't show your full name, Matt. I don't know why. Thank you, Matt. That is awesome. What about the EDC? The EDC is going on in September, as far as I understand. It's Matt Morrissey. Why is it that YouTube is not showing me the names? It's Matt Morrissey again, named after, well, they named a British musical group after you. Thank you, Matt. That is awesome. My goodness. Okay, 7 o'clock. He says, what time do the stores close where you are? And how is it rearranging your schedule? Do you know Greg Burke? I don't know Greg Burke, but that's a nice Scottish name, is it not? Thank you, Matt. You're a rock star. Cats carry CV. Well, I guess I can say coronavirus in this live stream. It doesn't matter. I guess they do, but, you know, there was some big exotic cats in New York City that got it, and it sucks, you know, it sucks. MGM corporate rumor mill time, Reno says. Considering opening 2 properties in May, likely Bellagio and MGM Grand, then stagger other property openings. That could be possible, Reno. I think we also have to consider something. Motor City Slot says 10 p.m. Jeff N asks if I drink. Only water and diet soda and energy drinks, no sugar. 5 p.m. out in Wall Street Warlord's neck of the woods. Stores close in Chi-Town at 9. Whoa, Joshua Hooks. Thank you, Joshua. I appreciate it. Wow. Thank you so much, Joshua. I need 321 thanks to Joshua. Please thank Joshua. When's the haircut? I don't know. Actually, my wife has been cutting my hair since we got married. I have gotten one professional haircut. Sean asks how old I am. I am nearly 40 years old. God, you had to make me feel old. I feel old. Saying it on live stream is okay, but they could demonetize you if you upload this. NA, so all of the videos are actually scanned on the live stream afterwards. So it doesn't matter what I do, it's going to scan it, and for a little while it'll say not appropriate, and then it'll either click in or click out. Are you shooting in 24 frames per second now? Just curious. Yes, I am. I'm using an old Lumix GH2 with a lens adapter and a lens that somebody lent to me. I have a lot of other lenses and stuff, but I am not able to shoot with this. And I have that lens. I have this Minolta, which is sadly not working. It doesn't zoom. Oh, Okerlund. Thank you, Okerlund. Is Walk Around the Clock open? I'm not sure. I've not heard of that place, but whoa, it's Contessa is here. She has a fashion channel. She does makeup stuff like that. She's a younger gal, so be nice to her. And if you say anything ignorant towards people in this chat, especially the girls, we're going to kick you out because women demand respect in this world. Trust me on that. I don't know about glass ceilings, but I know that I've seen some gross stuff in my chats. Thank you guys. Paul Rotter for catnip. Thank you, Paul. You shouldn't have. I get it for free when I buy the scratching posts. Oh, man, I can't even tell you. So, yeah. So I'm looking just to get a gimbal. And if I get a gimbal, then I can, well, when this is all over, there's a Crane M2, it's called. And if I get one of those, then I can film with any camera, including my expensive Leica, which is not anywhere near me. And then I can do more filming and footaging. It'll be fun. You guys might like my documentary. Like I said, I'm putting it up in my Patreon tonight. I have to make a thumbnail for it and put in all the deets. All the deets. Blackjack, stop it. Okay. This is Blackjack. His backstory is sad and tragic. Found him wandering around a parking lot circa 2008, 2009. Some people abandoned him in the middle of nowhere. It was around my birthday. I picked him up. He was so small and malnourished. He fit in my hand. And we brought him into our lives. And he turned out to be probably an American Bombay because of his gold eyes and his black coat. But that's a purebred type of cat. Probably not. Unknown. I like the way you think. Steven, make this guy a mod. I have a lot of mods in the channel. Maybe at some point. I'm not yelling at you, Blackjack. I love you, babes. You are great. Oh, don't do that because you smell like cat food, buddy. Anyways, yeah, so he had gum on him and stuff. It was yucky. And then it turns out he is a big eater. He's a healthy eater, but too healthy of an eater. Oh, I'm shaking my camera because the fat's shaking the desk. Sorry about the camera shakes. Blackjack is beautiful. He is beautiful. He looks like a puma. When they built the Raiders Stadium, they actually themed it after Blackjack. Talk to the camera, babes. Oh, don't go on the table. No. I just want you to make mic check. Can you hear him? We can hear him. He's a big one. Oh! But he's losing weight. We're happy. Although it's sad to hear him cry. Because sometimes he just looks at you and he goes... Like, he can't even get it out. But he'll hang out with me this whole time, fall asleep on my feet, and keep me company and warm. And then in the summertime, I don't know what he's going to do. He's going to get thin. All right, back to blank. Randy asks if I have any more pets. I have 2 other cats. Siamese, which she's tired right now, so I tired her out because she needed to play, and I played and ran her all around the house. And then we have a little older cat named Domino, who's been on the camera a few times. He is older. He's infirmed. He's fine, I mean, but he has a sensitive stomach, and he doesn't walk around as much. He has reduced mobility, but we still love him all the same. Oh, man, maybe he's a baby leopard. You never know. There's a lot of wild cats around the world. Maybe we got a wild one. He's a real wild child. Wild child. I'm singing songs. Sorry about that. Jimmy Buffett. Oh, Jimmy Bluffett. Look at that name. That is an awesome name. Give me a thumbs up for Jimmy Bluffett. See, it's like Buffett, and he did the Pina Colada song, which is about infidelity. Thank you, Jim Kentris, for the informative video comment. I try my best. Thanks for all the Vegas updates, David says. That's great. Shaft. But I'm talking about Shaft. When is Governor Sisolak going to announce his reopening plan? Or, yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I think the powers that be just spend all their time running in circles going, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Guys, what am I going to do? Because they don't know what they're doing. They have no clue. Maybe he is sitting down with strategery, and he's like, strategery, like old Bush would say. We got to have strategery. Maybe he's sitting down, and maybe he's talking to... the powers that be in the casinos, but Let's be honest, probably not. Hey, Mark is here. He's Mr. Uber Las Vegas. So if you guys don't know already, my live streams go 1 hour and 30 minutes, and I usually talk about a bunch of topics. Lately, we've been talking some less about Vegas stuff, which is very strange why anybody would watch. And it's a slow night for us tonight. We have 332 people here. You guys have blessed me with up to 456 people in the last few nights, and I don't know why. I guess the novelty is running off, and they're like, oh, that guy's doing another video. Pshaw. Anywho, guys, somebody, Campbell, I'm a poker player plus a parrot head, hence Jimmy Buffett. If you guys ever come to Las Vegas when Jimmy Buffett is playing, parrot heads wear some pretty interesting hats a lot of the time. And I don't mean like hats as then like, hey, I'm the manager at my company and I'm the father to my 2 kids, single dad. I wear lots of hats. I mean, they literally wear giant hats. It's pretty interesting. You see a lot like that in Las Vegas. You see a lot of different concerts come through. Steven, you have great info and you make it interesting. Thank you, Gamble the Globe. I appreciate that. Steve Wynn is a boss. Get rid of his stock just in time. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Steve Wynn is smart to do what he does. And because we like your channel, what's going on at Lake Mead? Still low water level? It's always low water level. A couple of times years ago, they opened up the channel locks up the river. People think that Lake Mead's water feeds Las Vegas. That's not true. Most of the I should be buying oil stocks. Most of the water actually from here doesn't come from that. And most of the water here goes out to California and Lake Mead. So Hoover Dam, Lake Mead feeds California, parts of northern Mexico for all the agriculture. 10-gallon hats. 10-gallon hats are the ultimate hat. Your thoughts on casinos reopening, giant fail or about time? It's what can you do? Like you have to, like I said yesterday, we have to operate on faith, I guess. But I don't know. It's tough, right? What do? You put people out of work for 18 months, destroy your economy. Some things can't be fixed. Like right now, oil prices are not good. Oil prices are negative. And when I typed in negative oil prices, I actually saw like 12 news articles that said, no, the gas station is not going to pay you to fill up. What kind of idiots do they take us for? I'm serious. What kind of stupid morons does the news take us for? Did any one of you ever think the gas station was going to pay you to fill up your car because negative oil prices? No, absolutely not. But I hear cats and people outside. But, negative oil prices are actually very, very bad for our country. It's very, very bad. Gasoline prices here are $2.19 a gallon. It's important to notice, though, that oil prices do not reflect
feeding time.
Feeding time.
He's a little skinny now.
I know.
Yeah.
Don't feed him then. Starve him out for a few more days.
No.
Oopsie. No, we're not starving the cow for a few more days. He eats 3 times a day. We have him on a diet. He's on a reduced calorie food on top of that. Whoa, Joshua. Okay, Joshua's asking me if Vegas will be the same in summer of 2020. That's a great point. I want 361 thank yous to Joshua. Why don't you give him some likes too? Hit the like button. I should have more than maybe 105 likes. I have 95 likes. Let's answer Joshua. Nothing is ever going to be the same. Ever. Lick the Broom. I like that. That's from last night. That's my British rock band. Hello, we'll lick the broom. This is our song. It's called Dustpan. They probably call it something different in the UK. I know. Anyways, no, nothing will be the same. I mean, I think probably you'll have, some pools will be open if they can open the beaches in Florida. The buffets will be open by then. You'll have slot machines to play in. You might have some shows to go to, depending on how the curve goes, of course. And but no, you won't have any nightclubs. I don't think, not until there's a legitimate vaccine cure thing. And let's talk about that for a minute. I know my British accent is horrible. I think NA might be in the UK. You got to do like a Cockney British accent. Hey, at least I try. I know a guy, every single thing he does sounds like a Russian. He's like, da. I'm like, that's not a British accent. Do a British accent. He'd be like, I'm British. I'm like, that's Russian. And I'll be like, do a German accent. He'd be like, I am German. I'm like, that's okay, whatever, close enough. Anyways, thank you guys so much for all of your generosity. Nothing will be the same in Las Vegas. It'll be different. Oh, Jimmy Bluffett is here and he has a question. Thank you for giving us a sense of what's happening in Vegas 24/7, sir. We appreciate you. I play WSOP poker at the Rio Win Aria every summer. I hope it just moves back. It's not canceled. So yeah, they said they're not canceling it, Jimmy Bluffett. And thank you if you're new to the channel and you just came in for the World Series of Poker stuff, or if you've been watching me for a while. Thank you guys for all of your patronage, as they call it, for coming back to these live streams. I want 391 thanks for Jimmy and some more likes for Jimmy. Thank you so much, Jimmy. So yeah, so that's what's going on, is that they're moving it to fall because, you know, I heard a rumor today too that said that the table buy-ins will be a minimum $50 at most of the hotels when you're playing poker games and things like this, because they're going to have less people. And of course, if there's less of something, they have to charge more for it, you know, which is, you know, when they have a glut of oil prices go down. Guess what? Nobody's driving. I saw a funny meme on my Facebook group. We have a Facebook group called Not Leaving Las Vegas. And it said, I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting about 2 weeks to the gallon right now. And that was a few weeks back. So, you know, that's what it is. What a day for the blank heads for 2020. Yeah, that's what that is. But thank you guys for your generosity. My best friend always reminds me, 87% of gamblers quit right before hitting the largest jackpot. Never give up on your dreams. Have you seen around town areas where locals seem to be ignoring orders to go out? No, actually, Goiter. We're not ordered not to go out of our houses in Nevada. So for all of the vilification and demonization, I'm trying to use million-dollar words to say, for all of the flack that Sisolak is getting, they haven't done extreme things like they have in some places. Okay, now I'm going to say some stuff right now, and I'm just telling you what I see from both ends. I see people that say, oh, Michigan's not all that bad. And then I see people say, I can't buy paint to make my house better, or I can't take my boat on a lake. Well, that seems pretty extreme. So we don't have that here. What we have here is, you know, unless your business is an essential, and they've been very specific. Have I ever visited the government? Well, I've been down there. I've never gone in there. I went into the one place that sells old gambling stuff, Wall Street Warlord. Pop music says, plays Texan Poem. Good. So no, right now, like if you go out towards Red Rock Canyon, Mount Charleston area. No, Red Rock Canyon. If you go out towards Red Rock, you'll see tons of cars on the weekend, and they park close, and everybody walks around, and most people socially distance themselves, and nobody's wearing a mask out there, and that's good. And you know, you go out to the Star Nursery, which is a big nursery chain in the southwestern United States, or you go to Moon Valley Nursery. There are tons of people in the nurseries. It's encouraged to stay at home. William is right, but they're not like, hey, you guys, if I see you outside walking down your street, nothing like that. The only things that have closed here, and I've said this in my videos, that makes no sense, golf courses are closed because they say people drive to a golf cart too close and they congregate on the greens. But people need to socialize. Our brains are not programmed to sit at home and do nothing. That solitary confinement is a type of torture they give you in prison to try to deter you from doing terrible things. Do you think other Nevada resorts, Ely, Nevada, or Prim are worth visiting? Yeah, I mean, Prim has the outlet center. You can go and buy a California State Lottery ticket. There's some amusement park rides down there. Buffalo Bills used to have the Bonnie and Clyde car that they actually literally got shot up in. The real deal, the real one. Ely does not a resort town. What else we got? I think every town in Nevada has some value to it. It's great. I like all of them. If you go up towards Goldfield or you guys go up towards Northern Nevada, they are very interesting little tiny places in Nevada to go to. And I have it on my computer, a game called Fallout New Vegas, which was made by British folks. But they came over here and they went all the way around Nevada, took a bunch of photos, went home. Whiskey Pete's is down there. Yep. Buffalo Bills is down there. And it's and there's some interesting places. One of the places, I can't recall the name, but it's known as the birthplace of the stealth bomber. Nevada has a very strange and very, very storied history. You know, there's There's these little houses in northern Nevada that look like they're just mobile homes, but they're actually built as mobile encampments that people could live in during wartime, and they would move them from place to place and set up little work sites and then move the work site because they didn't want to have the enemy, if they were flying over the Pacific Ocean, knowing that anything was happening there. We got people from, Pahrump has a lot to see. Rick is right. Ellis Island has ribs and beer. They do. Wall Street says the last one was Stephen. Doesn't Vegas need a great big water park? There's actually 2 smaller water parks called Wet and Wild. There's one up on Fort Apache and Russell Road in that area. There's one down in Henderson. There used to be one on the Strip, but that went out of business. The Thunderbird was there back in the day. They had the best sign in the world, the Thunderbird. Man, if I could, I'm not going to do it, but I could type that in. Maybe tomorrow we'll do like a look at old Vegas artwork and signs, because there's actually a site that I know that has tons of retro Vegas stuff on it that I want to show you guys. We can explore old Las Vegas from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. That might be interesting. If that's interesting to you, you tell me here, or else I don't want to waste your time with it. Amusement parks, big giant ones that are outdoors, just don't work very well in this climate. That's why Phoenix doesn't have any giant amusement parks. Texas has them, but it's more moderate climate with actually seasons. There is some interesting stuff. Yeah, in the 90s, that's where that was, William. So the Wet and Wild was where the Thunderbird was, and now that is where the tip of the Fontainebleau Resort is, the Drew, whatever it's going to be called, because I don't think it'll ever be finished as the Drew. How is Elko? It's a small town. If you've never been to small Southwest towns, they're interesting. Zia Records, they went under before all of this happened. They had a lot of old retro video games and vinyls and old cassette tapes and VHSs, but they overcharged for a lot of things, Jay. You go to Zia Records and pick up a Nintendo 64 game cartridge or Super Nintendo from 20, 30 years ago, and you would pick it up and you'd be like, why is this 3 times as much as eBay prices? Resorts World was not going to have a water park. No, Resorts World is supposedly they were going to have a panda bear, but now it might not even be Asian themed at all because sensibilities. What do they say in Joker? We live in a society, How is Jackpot? I don't know what that is, but jackpots are fun. I've never won one, but thank you. Las Vegas is tropical. I like going to the pools in the winter. So Dave says Vegas is tropical. Technically, we're a semi-arid desert, and we're a high desert. So we're actually at over 3,000 feet in Las Vegas, which means it's cold in the winter, super hot in the summertime, with 4.5 inches of rain every single year. 4.5 inches. And we got a bunch of that rain just today, by the way. Just rained all afternoon. So everybody's interested. What about Reno and Laughlin? Will they be open before Vegas after all? I don't know. That's a great question. I am not leaving Las Vegas, and I only go to Laughlin once in a blue moon, although I would like to see Don Laughlin's car collection, but going down there is... Yeah. Look at that. Rick Reviews won a $25,000 jackpot one time. That was great, man. Good work. How much did they take out for taxes? I'm curious. And if you're in Canada, they took your taxes and the Canadians paid you back. They have some very liberal laws on foreign winnings so you can keep your money in the country. I want to book a motel with no resort fees, Celine says. If you want to book that, then wait until the Virgin opens up in the fall. They're not going to have resort fees. I talked about that in my video today, which was good. How will the social distance when the casinos open? Will the pools open? I imagine the pools would open. I don't see why not. Pretty damn clean if you're going into a hot water sauna. Maybe they're going to make a sauna mandatory before you leave. Or they just set up really hot showers that shower you with things. But they could do that. How will they social distance when casinos open? Close off every other machine. Make sure people have distance at the tables. Less player at the tables might mean higher buy-ins. Why does Las Vegas allow far, far too many people in the hotel pool at the same time? It's like getting 10 people in a one-person bathtub. Because money. Because like Michael Douglas said, greed is good, and it's not good. Greed is good. Greed motivates you to be better, but too much greed is bad if it motivates you to do evil things. Bree asks, Stephen, do you think that day clubs will be affected as much as the nightclubs will be? I've never been to a day club, but if it's anything like a nightclub, yes, because we don't want people pressed up against each other. Seems like a pretty bad idea to me. What if this backfires? Would casinos just close? No, because you got to also think there's also big box retailers, movie theaters, gyms. The first things that are supposed to open with the government's plan are fitness gyms. That could backfire. Schools could backfire. Anything where people are sitting close to each other could backfire. Yes, NH, they did announce the World Series of Poker, if you're just tuning in, announced that they will be rescheduling to the fall with no set date yet. So there you go. So yeah, Four Queens has no resort fees and has good ratings. Four Queens would be good. Just make sure you get a very nice room. If you don't get a nice room, go down and complain. You probably get transferred to a nicer room. Steven, do you think the buffets are going to be, after this all over, I think they'll just have new cleanliness standards from what I'm hearing from my awesome source. They're going to have standard operating procedures, meaning that the food coming in will be looked at and inspected. Everything will be sanitized before it goes out. Things will be sanitized before you get your plates. Everything will be very clean, and they will be sure to know what employees are on the staff at all times, making sure everything is tip-top. Tip-top. Hello all, Punky Power, Mr. Classic TV 1980 is here, and that person, Mr. Classic TV 1980, he has a channel on YouTube. I believe I looked at it before. He deals with slots and gaming, so if you're getting your slot fix or you're missing your slot fix, look up Mr. Classic TV 1980 and give him a thank you for me, please. It's really important that you do. Now, somebody emailed me once today, and they said, Steven, some people from your chat are going in to say hi to Matthew's chat, and they're bragging about how you have 400 people watching you to his whatever, and they shouldn't do that. And I said, I am sorry that they're doing that. I don't know what they do, and I am not everybody's keeper, but I do pump up the other channels. So I will tell you, there are some great YouTube live streamers out there. You guys should go and look for them if you enjoy this kind of stream. Then you might want to go and check in with them and like their videos and do all that kind of stuff, because everybody has a different view of Las Vegas. Everybody's worth watching. Our schools are closed for the rest of the school year. We are doing e-learning, Ebony Jones says. I was listening to a radio program, and they said in some parts of Detroit, there's like these poor kids are trying to do like homeschooling on cell phones, and I felt so bad for them. So we're really blessed. We are really blessed. Deanna asks, what made you move to LV from Canada? My uncle was in Mexico, but he worked in California, but he lived in Mexico because it was cheaper back in 2004. He's still there, by the way. He lives there full time now. And he was saying he was having me come down. And then I started coming to Vegas because it's right next to San Diego, California, don't you know? And I met my wife, and I stayed here. And it was, yes, it was what it was. Wall Street Warlord seems to think I'm more than I am. Mr. Stephen J. Campbell is the voice of Vegas. Well, thank you guys for that. I appreciate that. Any news on Vegas opening, Johnny says? Until we have Steve Sisolak either be a sissy or a man or a big tough man, we don't know. If he's a sissy-lack, I'm not making fun of him, but it sounds like sissy, right? I mean, we all know it. It's like, hello, Captain Obvious, right? If he is like afraid or operating in fear or better information than we have that he won't tell us, because that's a possibility too. Let's not say everything is based out of fear. He'll put us on hold for God knows how long. And if he doesn't, then we might be looking at an opening very soon. The Wynn wants to open mid-May, obviously. I said sometime between May 1st and May 15th. Let's just cross our fingers that when it does, it's done with new standard operating procedures, as I predicted, because of my awesome source, and that tipped me off that they're doing everything they can to do everything good. Steven, have you been to Juarez, Mexico? Is it dangerous as people say? Does your uncle ever go there? No, he doesn't go to Juarez. We took the quotas, which are a Spanish word they use in Mexico for toll roads. They're very nice. They're so nice, those roads. Man, you got to pay to be on them, but they are beautiful highways. I have itchy eyes because of the black cat, guys. Sorry, I know people get worried when I touch my face. I've been at home all day, for gosh sakes. Whoa, Joshua. Can you roll out your plan for Vegas opening again? Sure I can, Joshua. No, I've never been to Juarez. By the way, we went all the way down to Guadalajara, Michoacan, which is just not nice now, but it was beautiful back in 2003 and 2004. So Wall Street says that, but we got to talk about Joshua because he was super nice, guys. Thank Joshua. Thank you, Joshua. I need 381. Thanks to Joshua, guys. That is awesome. You guys are too generous, and I don't even know. So the plan to reopen Vegas, I think to me, opening only 1 or 2 properties at a time makes 0 sense. Now, look, okay, if you have the capacity to put 100,000 people in a city like Las Vegas, okay, and unknown, I do like the tacos in Tijuana too. Mexican street tacos are great. If you have 100,000 people visiting and you have one building for them to go to, they are going to be packed like sardines in a tin can. That's a Radiohead reference. Hey, Ray, thank you for a toonie and a loony from Canada. Thank you, Ray. Thanks, Ray. 391, thanks for Ray, please. So, back to the plan to open Vegas from what I understand. And the first part I'm going to tell you is this. And this is just my logic. None of this is from my source. Put 100,000 people in 2 or 3 different buildings. How close are you together? Pretty damn close. But put them spread out amongst a number of different buildings. There's more space for people to go, more things for people to do and see, and to be further apart if they decide to come to Las Vegas. Now, the other thing is, Vegas will have new standard operating procedures. From what I understand, guests are going to be required to sign a document waiver says that they have no new infirmaries. They are of sound mind and health when they check in, unless they have something that's a pre-existing condition, like, multiple sclerosis or something like that. Okay, they're not sick with the flu, whatever. And then they're going to be asked, if they're on the gaming tables, they don't look well, to come over here, talk to the doctor. They'll be asked to leave the property if they refuse to do so. Dealers, employees of the casinos will be required to submit to random health checks if the casino feels they need that, which would be an employment contract that they can either do or not do. They don't have to do that. From what I hear, the Wynn wants to limit the doors, people going in and out. That way they could possibly count the people on the casino floor. There are not so many doors in the casino that they can't count, especially at a property like the Wynn or the Encore, where there's really only 2 doors. Somebody says drunk. Not drunk. Thank you so much. So yeah, 24-page detailed plan. Pretty impressive. You can find that plan online, and that's what that is. So yeah, and let's see what else was there. Very clean, very sanitized rooms, knowing who cleaned your room, having accountability back to who cleaned your room, knowing that it was disinfected, knowing the kinds of products that were used to disinfect it. Unknown and none is thirsty. How's this do for you? Oh, this is some good water. Love me some water. Bob and Doug McKenzie say hi to Mr. Paul Rotter. When is the Wynn opening, Music Man? Well, I don't know, but like I say, they want to open mid-May. They would open tomorrow if they could. They are counting people in and out of Home Depot. They are. And a Home Depot is super duper busy. Lots of people doing the Home Depot, lots of people doing the home improvement stuff. Garden centers can be open because they sell things like irrigation, plumbing supplies, stuff like that. I'm doing a bunch of gardening stuff. What else are you going to do, right? You got to spend your Trump bucks on something. I got no stimulus money. I'm still one of those unlucky few that goes to the site and it says, we can't determine if you get anything. So that's what that is. Everybody thinks I'm getting hammered on camera. Trust me, if that was the case, I wouldn't be able to keep this pace up for an hour and a half every single night for the last 12 nights. Which reminds me, let's calculate how many hours of live streams I have done. So Christopher says that most events are moving to the fall. I think that's a pretty safe bet. But you got to remember that a lot of events have schedules in venues. So if there was already a fall event scheduled, and then you're going to try to move an event from June to the fall, they have to work with the existing schedule of that. So we've done 90 minutes 12 times, which is 1,080 minutes, which is 18 hours in the last 12 days. So 18 hours in the last 12 days. Rio Jackson, nope. Are they still issuing fines in Vegas for the use of water? They have put a moratorium on all fines for water overusage. But we do have a watering schedule that you're supposed to adhere to. And then they also tell you to rat out your neighbors. And so, I mean, and it's a joke too, because you go somewhere, they water at night. It's 9 o'clock at night. It's dark. You're in a parking lot and you see a geyser. It looks like the Bellagio fountain show shooting 12 feet into the air. And you tell somebody and they go, yeah, we'll get on that. And it stays that way. They don't fix that, but they're going to go and get down on you if you water on a Sunday, because you're not supposed to water on Sunday. whatever. But they do things like they offer you money to rip out a one-time tax credit to rip out your grass and put in desert landscaping and all this kind of stuff. And it's an incredibly hard challenge to do gardening in the desert. It's a whole nother ball of wax. I mean, my wife loves succulents. And they're expensive, some of them. And so she watches a channel from San Diego called Laura Eubanks. Great channel on YouTube. And this lady is like, she goes, because I'm in San Diego. And that's like our little meme. But she'll take like a plant. She'll be like, well, we're just going to stick this here. Thunk. She's like, that'll grow in 2 weeks. And my wife's like, you suck. Because out here, you got to water things. And if they're in the sun too much, the leaves burn. And it is what it is. What do they do with the change that people throw into the fountains? Okerlund asks. Well, what they do is every year, around the winter time, right in the in-between time, right after cowboys come in and right before the big rush comes in, they dredge those things and then they donate them. And most of them tell the donation charity that they give to, unless the homeless people steal them. I have seen homeless people in the Bellagio fountains a number of times. I'm sure I could find some footage on my phone that was backed up to the cloud at some point. If I type in Bellagio fountains into Google Photos, it'll tell me all the stuff I've taken there. Yes, I have seen people at the Bellagio fountains jump in there to try to fish out money. And it's only a matter of time. And what's funny is because they'll spend 20, 30 minutes in the Bellagio fountains with everybody watching them. No security. This guy goes down there and sets up a lawn chair and films a YouTube video. Security within 6 minutes. Wow. Because... wow, for wow reasons. Vegas gardening consists of turning rocks over once a month, Mark says. Not true, Mark. Vegas gardening consists of taking a pick and digging, and my pick broke, so I used Gorilla Tape to fix it. That's a boss, manly man way to fix things. Gorilla Tape is one of the most amazing things on earth. And digging channels all around your garden and running water lines and making sure that the timer is set and making sure that everything will have a chance to grow. And there's a lot of different cool plants you can put out here. You'd be surprised. Can we take a poll? Ask your viewers why they come to Vegas and would social distancing ruin the experience for them? Yeah, we can do that. Let's do that as the topic of the video tomorrow. Not the daily video, but we'll do that as the topic of the live stream tomorrow. Just let me please grab a pen right here. And yes, I'm wearing shorts and a sweatshirt because when you have nothing to do and nobody to look at, you just dress like a complete and random bum, I guess. So topic of tomorrow's live will be why you come to Vegas and will you practice social distancing. Now, look, here's the deal. Whoa, Paul, thank you so much. Do I have any Canadian Tire money stories? Yeah. How's this? Most kids in Canada think that the guy on the Canadian Tire money was like the Prime Minister of Canada. How do I do this so I don't interrupt my flow? There's no window to show you. So let's do this real fast, guys. Let's show y'all something. Y'all ready for this? And then a bunch of terrible music starts playing. You guys don't know what I'm talking about. So, and some of you do know what I'm talking about. So we're going to go here and I'm going to type this in. So Canadian Tire money was something, there's a store in Canada called Canadian Tire, oftentimes called Crappy Tire. It's a department store. It's very much like Sears. It's a Canadian version of Sears. And for a very long time, they offered these promotional things. You would spend some money, you would get one of these things back. And so, you would carry these and you would have Canadian Tire money and you'd have a big drawer of it because you've shopped at Canadian Tire. It's been around for a very long time. You can see it right there. And it's a Canadian thing. And the joke is, I think most Canadian kids think that guy on that money, that Scotsman right there, he is so Scottish. Look, if you looked up Scottish in the dictionary, I don't even know if that's socially acceptable nowadays in the culture we live in. If you looked it up, you would see, look at that. That is ridiculous. Saskatoon man buys canoe with briefcase full of Canadian Tire money. Oh my gosh. I wasn't even showing it to you. I just realized. Okay, so that's Canadian Tire money. Most people in Canada, most kids think at some point that Scotsman, I have to do my whole story again, is like the first prime minister of Canada because this stuff becomes ubiquitous. Like it's just a way of life for you. Look at that stuff. So yeah, I say the way it would work is you would spend some money at Canadian Tire, get some Canadian Tire money, 5 cents here, 10 cents there. You'd put it in a big drawer, and that's what you would have. And it's not redeemable for cash. You can redeem it for merchandise at the store, and that's what that is. Now, I don't like Canadian Tire. I'm not a big fan of that store, but it is something that all Canadians know about. That's what it is. There you go. Spring is here. I've seen a bunch of baby bunnies in my condo complex, Mark says. Yes, we do have rabbits all around the valley in Las Vegas. People get them as pets, and then they release them, and then everybody is like, there's rabbits everywhere. And unfortunately, the rabbits, they run out in the street in the middle of the night. They just get run over. And it's sad. I hate to see animals get smashed by cars. It sucks. Oh, man. That's terrible. Douglas says, a very not safe for work story. A lady of the night harmed a client. Wow. That's okay. Jen deleted that message. It's okay. I don't know if I can restore that message. I can't restore the message, but Douglas was saying something crazy. He said a lady of the night took the life of one of her clients after he tried to pay her with Canadian Tire money in Ontario. Here's the thing. If there's ever any more of a Canadian story than a man bought a canoe with money from a Canadian department store, there is never any more Canadian story than that. That's like saying a man from Texas bought a gallon of oil with a 10-gallon hat filled with spurs. There's nothing more Texan than that story I just said. I don't know if that ever happened. It might have. Texas has a long history. The Millwoods Canadian Tire are a bunch of crooks. They ruined my car. I'm sorry about that. Millwoods Canadian Tire, shame on you. If anybody in Millwoods is watching other than that person, who said that? It was Gordon. I'm sorry about that, Gordon. Steve, do you know any New Year's celebrations unfold this Vegas this year? I would imagine maybe. I don't know. It's so far in the future. What are we going to do in December, January, February, March, you know? Jordan, I don't have losses at the casino, my friend, because I don't gamble, which according to people says that I am not qualified to have a YouTube channel in Las Vegas. Ooh, I got 40 minutes left on this live stream. Looking at the timing. Yes, hold on. They put it on a card now. Oh, see, they don't even give the money anymore. Then what's the point? I want to have a tangible thing. I want that fiat currency. Fiat, F-I-A-T. I don't know. I know what that stands for, and I can't say it because it's derogatory towards Italians because it's a car company, but I don't know why it's called a fiat currency, but that's like a tangible paper money, okay? Really appreciate your daily videos. My wife and I travel to Vegas 3 times a year, Cleveland Pinball and Arcade Show. I would imagine I should check out your channel at some point. I like old retro video games and stuff like that. Yeah, I know. Slotting Around says, you don't gamble, and he puts that face that looks like that painting by Van Gogh, I think it was. I know, right? I love the stoop container with water. Yeah, I mean, it's the biggest thing I can put water in and not die of dehydration talking for 90 minutes straight. They still give out money if you don't sign up for the card. Good. Force them to print that. I'm sure the paper and the ink and the environmental cost is worth nothing compared to the 5 cents they give. We own a Fiat. It's paid off. Very nice, Sugar. But yeah, Fiat is an Italian car manufacturer that I don't even know if it's owned by an Italian company anymore. It's probably owned by some American or European company, though. Steven is the king of Vegas. Oh, Barev, my friend Armen. Thank you so much. All right, so yes, lots of things going on in Las Vegas. We have all the casinos itching to get to work, the dealers not wanting to work, and masks and gloves. People like me losing their minds because the minute the casinos open, we have a much better frame of mind on life in Las Vegas. I did that video, Vegas from a local's perspective. It was my most disliked video that I've ever done before. Speaking of videos, if you guys aren't on the Patreon, you can go sign up for that if you want to. But I'm going to be having my new video that I did, and it's called, I have a name of it. I named it. It's called Las Vegas Shutdown, Closed for Business, Open for Hope. Las Vegas Total Shutdown of 2020. Whoa, Joshua, thank you so much. Will MGM take over the strip in 2021? I don't imagine it will be MGM, Joshua. I have insider information on what might happen, but I can't say it yet until my source tells me I am okay to do so. But I think I know of some big moves that might happen in the industry. I think I know some stuff. I know things, but I can't say nothing. That's Fredo. You broke my heart, Fredo. That's not the Fredo from CNN. That guy got real upset when people called him Fredo. By the way, I need y'all to thank Joshua Hooks. Thank you, Joshua Hooks. Thank you. 405 thank yous. And can I get some thumbs up likes for Joshua? He did that. That was very nice of him. I miss the ice cream cones at the Wynn. I miss them too. I only ever ate at the Encore buffet, though, not the Wynn. They had New Zealand baby back something or other, ribs. It was really good. New Zealand. Did you guys know that the Wynn, one of the restaurants in the Wynn, is so high end that they have seafood that's live catch seafood from somewhere in the southern Asian sea, like in the China Sea, South China Sea. And so what they do is when the contract with the supplier of the fish, I gotta shave, this is too long. The supplier of the fish takes the fish, puts a GPS corresponder into that with a serial number and an RFID chip, and then sends it as fast as they possibly can to the restaurant. And then they get that and they check the RFID chip. They know where that's going the entire time. And that is how fast they get that fresh catch. So the trick in Vegas with seafood is really simple, okay? This is a Vegas tip. It should probably go in a YouTube video if but nobody watches YouTube videos, right? The trick is, if you're eating seafood in Vegas, it's always best to eat seafood. This isn't a Vegas trick that you're going to tell me this is Anthony Bourdain that said this in Kitchen Confidential, but it's way more relevant in Las Vegas, okay? Seafood on the weekends and seafood specials, not good, okay? Gilead had the cure before, yeah. Sean is spun in conspiracy theories, but that's okay, Sean. I still love you because you're here every single day, and sometimes you say stuff that's bombastic and huge. It's huge. So yeah, you eat the special seafood on the weekends. You're not getting the freshest catch, but that applies to everywhere. So, But what's the best MGM hotel, Shane says? I mean, technically, it's the Aria. That's one of the best hotels in the world from what I've heard. A super high roller that let me into the Delano and then never, ever, ever contacted me again. It was a bad story. I can't even do it here. I don't know. Sorry about the coughing into the camera. Oh, man, I just failed the live stream test. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Campbell. We'll let you know. Yeah, but I won't cough again. We'll let you know, Mr. Campbell. Thank you very much. Anyways, he told me that he stayed at the Aria, and he said the top, 3 floors of that property, it's like this ridiculous 10,000, 15,000 square foot thing, and he's like, hey, man, I'll let you in. No, he never did. I was supposed to go to the mansion at MGM, and so the wife and I drove all the way down to MGM, and we put the car in the valet because she don't like walking through the cold in the January, and I don't blame her, and I don't want her to walk, and so there I am. The guy's like, oh yeah, my room's almost ready, and he never showed up. Told me his phone died, and my wife's like, what kind of billionaire high roller doesn't have a second phone? That's bull. And turns out my wife was probably right. Most super duper high rollers have a business phone and a personal phone. For obvious reasons. Goat Year sounds like he's been up there before. So there you go. Steven ahead of the blogger game right now. Yeah, I'm Paul, but you never know. At any given moment, I could fall from grace. I could go on camera, say a bunch of crazy things, lose everything. I don't know if that's going to happen. Okay, so we got to have some more chats. So you guys are going to give me some more topics because I was busy today and I didn't think about what I was going to talk about. The guy was a phony. Hey, everybody, this guy's a phony. That's a Family Guy reference. You guys probably don't know that show. Nobody knows about Family Guy, do they? Yes, they do. Yeah, he was kind of a phony. Kind of a ball. Well, I mean, look, he did let me up to that nice room at the Delano, and I did have that opportunity, and that was very nice, Red Pill says no to seafood in the desert. Any particular reason, Gary? I mean, we just went over that story about one restaurant over at the Wynn does that amazing thing with the GPS corresponders and transponders and RFIDs and chips. Yeah, Tori, I used to live in Alberta, Canada, so I'm one of the few people in Las Vegas that will tell you it's cold in January, and I do know the difference. So I'm not like born and raised in SoCal or nothing like that. I have been there, man. I have been there, Tony, or Tori. I called you Tony twice. Tori, I've been there, bro. Bro, I've been there. I know what it's like. I know what it's like walking when it's 55 degrees below zero, and you know that if you stay out for too long, like one or two things is going to happen in that weather. Either you have that it's the thing in the zipper, and and then your lip sticks to it. It's bad. Or your ears, they turn and they get cold and frostbitten, and then your skin peels a few days later. I know what that's all about, my man. I know. I've been there. I had this conversation once. Hey, thank you so much for watching Jimmy Bluffett. I hope to see you in the chat again, my friend. Thank Jimmy Bluffett for his awesome generosity on the live stream. That was very nice of him. So, anyway, what was I going to say? I had this conversation with somebody who was born and raised in Nevada, and I told him where I was from, and he's like, oh, man, I would take the winters there over the summers here at any point. And I'm thinking to myself, no. Because here's the thing. If you get locked out in the summertime in Nevada, you can take your shirt off if you're a guy, whatever. Where I'm from, you just can't get warm enough. Your skin will freeze. So yeah, I mean, look, sunburn is one thing. Dehydration happens after a long time, whereas you can die of hypothermia within a few hours. It is not fun. Have ever ridden the New York roller coaster? I have not, and I always wanted to. And now they do like this cool VR thing where you put the headsets on, but that's like an activity. Maybe you guys. Here's what I would do. I would go to say hi to Matthew, because that's kind of up his alley. I think he does those cool things where he like does a really good blog of that kind of stuff. Maybe I'll do it in the future. I don't know. Let's say I stay at the Aria. They treat us great. Joshua Hook says Aria also used to have Viva Elvis. And it was one of the only shows that was closed that Cirque had. Well, that's not true. See, Cirque, man, I'm supposed to love Cirque du Soleil. And nobody's asking about Jacob Champagne. I'm not ignoring you because you're one of my strong people who chat every night with me. So I'm not trying to ignore you. But I don't know what's up with Jacob. You guys should contact Jacob for that, because I'm only Steven's keeper. And I have a black cat. And he Benedict Arnold me and left. But that's the two things that I'm responsible for. Well, and that's not true. I'm responsible for taking care of my family and stuff like that. But what was I going to say? What was I going to say? So, yeah, the Aria had the Cirque du Soleil. Cirque du Soleil, I'm supposed to love it because I'm a knucklehead. And listen, man, Cirque du Soleil started off, Guy Libertaire, and he did a thing on 60 Minutes, and he went up to this palatial suite in Paris, and he was like, you see that over there? That's the place where I once slept on a bench when I was learning how to be a busker. That's my bad French-Canadian accent. It goes up at the end of every sentence. Anyway, and I appreciate that. And he went back to Canada and he built $1 billion thing out of nothing. That is amazing. Oh, Andy's here. Hey, Andy, how you doing? There are a lot of Asian markets in Las Vegas, and they are open and they are awesome. And I go there and I shop there all the time. But Cirque du Soleil is on hard times right now. They're doing these live stream things to stay relevant in your mind. They have some major problems, though. Their debt is massive. Their entire income stream comes from selling tickets to live shows. They had to refund massive amounts of tickets purchased all the way down the line. I mean, like tons of tickets that they were selling for the Bellagio, this. By the way, Andy H2 is a fantastic photographer. You guys should check out his Instagram. He is absolutely great at Instagram, but I will tell you his Instagram account is a little risque. He does boudoir photography, but he's really, really good at it. And he knows lighting like I wish I knew lighting. I don't have any lighting in this room. It is terrible. And good lighting is hard to find. You have to buy it in real life usually. But go check out Andy. Andy, I can't remember the name of your Instagram because I'm apparently a horrible pitch man for you. But Andy didn't pay me to say that. I just really like his Instagram. And he's a really good, helpful person. Good guy. Good guy. Hey, did you like the fan art we gave you? Michael, can you remind me? And I'm not trying to be a jerk, and I feel really bad when people put me on the spot like that because I've been getting a lot of messages lately. I'm sorry. Cirque du Soleil is changing name to Square of the Moon. Ha ha. That's funny. Oh, Wine and Brew. Everybody gets a shout out, and Wine and Brew gets one too. I rhymed. That is good. I do it all the time. Have I tried Povaltine? Povaltine, is that like Ovaltine with poutine in it? It's like in A Christmas Story. They filmed part of A Christmas Story in Toronto, Canada, by the way. Though, if you remember that movie, it's not topical because it's April. It's April. But they filmed the scene in the department store downtown, and you can know this because there are red streetcars in Toronto's transit system has red streetcars downtown. But anyways, I guess that he would be like, if it was Canadian, he'd be listening to the radio, and it would say, always eat your Povaltine. I don't know if that's a thing. I got 27 minutes to kill, guys. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say. It was filmed in Oshawa, home of the Oshawa Generals. I once watched Eric Lindros play the Niagara Falls Thunder when he was on the Oshawa Generals in his last game ever at the Niagara Memorial Coliseum. It was a cool game, man. And then Eric Lindros went on to do nothing. That's not true. He works with the NHLPA and says crazy things like, take all the hitting out of hockey. Come on, man. Come on. How long will tourists come back here? They'll be back tomorrow if they open it, Fave 5-1. And I know no one believes me, but it is the truth. What's your favorite place to eat in Las Vegas? Caroline's Cocina. And that's my wife's cooking. But my second favorite place, I don't know. I mean, we like Pho Saigon 8. We like Kung Fu. I get this a lot. Kung Fu Thai. I like the Chinese food over. It's not really Chinese. It's American Chinese food. There's a really good documentary. It might be on Netflix or somewhere called The Search for General Tso, TSO. And it goes over the fact that if there's any Chinese Americans watching or Chinese Canadians or Chinese watching, good work getting around the firewall, everybody in China. But it goes around the fact that most Asian cuisine in this country is not really authentic Chinese Asian cuisine. It's kind of fake. It's phony. It's phony. Because we have different palates and we just don't like the textures of the food and stuff. So General Tso's chicken, orange chicken. There's something like developed in Calgary, Canada called ginger beef. It's like this stuff doesn't exist in most Asian cuisine, but they put on the menu because they need people to eat their stuff. I just learned about Canyon Country, California yesterday. Okay, we're having chats and I'm reading other people's chats to other people. Is the NFL draft taking place in Vegas? No, running at altitude. It's taking place via webcam somewhere. I'm sure they're streaming it with nice cameras, not webcams. There's a rumor that the NFL draft will be in Las Vegas next year because there is no place for the draft. So if next year happens, they already have all of the plans. All they have to do is just reignite them, put all the blueprints out there and say, okay, we're going to make everybody who lives here hate their life on these days. Because trust me, it's going to be a circus. And I'm happy it's happening. I like to see things come to Las Vegas. But, you know, the street closures, the thing, it's going to be huge, but it's going to be a thing. It's going to be a thing. The Raiders are coming. It was like a billboard, and I said, it's a threat. It's a threat. You better be prepared. It's like when you were a kid. Well, I'm old enough to know. So when you were a kid and you say, your dad's coming home. You are in big trouble, mister. And you go, whoa, I'm in big trouble. I visited China 3 times. Real Chinese food is far different. I'm eating Jack in the Box salad. It's surprisingly good. I love the spicy chicken sandwich at Jack in the Box, but it upsets my tummy a lot. And another thing we learned about Chinese food chains is if you're going to eat at Panda Express, eat at the one at the mall. The ones we've eaten at around town here are terrible if they're not in the mall. In the mall, they seem to have very high turnover for the food, but you know the retail locations just seem they're not good. And it's not a very good value. Steven, what do you think about the Ryan Reeves versus Evander Kane battle? I think a lot of it is pageantry. I think a lot of it is propped up by the media. Oh, funny note about Evander Kane, his $500,000 dollar marker, $250,000. He owed the Cosmo a lot of money, and they just waived it. They just waived it. Yeah, it's just like they say, okay, we're not coming after you for that money anymore. How are you doing that? I think it's because the Cosmo wanted to be relevant and they wanted to have a story about them in the news, and that's why they did that. Do you like watching boxing? Tyson Fury was great. I was a Manny Pacquiao guy for obvious reasons, with my wife being from the Philippines, and and I remember watching Tyson get beaten by, was it Buster Douglas back in the day? Mike Tyson was an interesting gentleman. My friend is a big boxing fan, and he would always explain to me why Manny Pacquiao sucked, and I'm like, it doesn't matter. He throws 5 million punches. Whoa, Joseph Drake. Wow. Thank you, Joseph Drake. Oh, by the way, I haven't done this yet. Let's go over the people who are nice and super overly generous. You guys are all generous for being here. We got Joseph Drake, Wine and Brew, Joshua Hooks again, Paul Carl Lukacs, Ray Witten, Joshua Hooks, wow, Mr. Classic TV 1980, who has a slot channel, Jimmy Bluffett, who's not here anymore, he left, Joshua Hooks, whoa, Paul Rotter again, is Contessa, who has a channel on beauty and fashion and stuff like that. She does production on her videos, which I'm impressed with because she's a younger one. I have Okerlund, who's always here, Joshua Hooks, Okerlund again. I also got Matt Morrissey, who's not related to the Morrissey music singing thingy, Gamble the Globe, Okerlund, Black Cane with a ridiculous thing. I'm not even going to tell you the amount. Neil Armstrong, who walked on the moon and then came back to life to help out, Okerlund, Black Cane, Toby's Desk, and Matt Morrissey. And thank you to everybody. You've been so generous to me in these chats, and I don't understand. And so people start saying things like, this guy's making more money in a single day than I make in a week. I don't know what to tell you. I don't ask for it. I've heard people say things like, other YouTubers are begging and asking for donations. I will never ask you guys for a thing. I only ask you to watch the videos, like, share, subscribe the videos, share the videos, hit the bell for the notifications. That's all I ask. And if you guys can do that, then that's great. And if I can do that, if I can earn it from you, because you've ever seen these videos that are terrible, and right at the beginning, they go, please subscribe to my channel. It's like, listen, people will subscribe if they think you're any good, I guess. Whoa, Herbert. Oh, Steven. Thank you, Herbert. I don't know what that means. Oh, Steven. Thank you. Whoa, Joshua. Thank you, Joshua, for being awesome. Wow, guys, look. Thank you guys so much. I just turned my dad on to me. Thank you, Laura. That was nice of you. Vegas Golden Knights games are the best ever thing. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Wow. Boom. I got this hat for next to nothing the day after they lost in the final. Stephen J. Campbell, the spirit of Las Vegas. No. The real spirit of Las Vegas are people that are working in hospitals, law enforcement, paramedics, firefighters. They don't know what they're going to be up against. Even the construction workers are the spirit of Las Vegas. Thank you for not asking. Mr. Classic TV 1980 says, thank you for not asking. Do people really ask? That's the new question of the chat. Don't name names. If you name names, I'm going to be very, very upset. That's a new question of the chat. Do you ever hear people asking? Because I don't like asking for anything. It says ask and ye shall receive, but I don't like asking for those things. I don't like asking for favors. I don't like asking for anything. It bothers me. Champagne Pappy, none of this hits us until May 21st, and that's when YouTube does their thing with me. So I will be paying bills with it. That would be great. So Vegas Golden Knights, holy smokes. So here's the deal. So I remember when the Disney Corporation purchased a hockey team, and they called it the Mighty Ducks. And I remember that Canadians were watching it from a distance. This was back when hockey was getting into Southern California by way of the great one, Wayne Gretzky. And they're going over it going, this will get Vegasy in a minute, so don't bail on me, please. They're going over it going, this is stupid. Look, they're hanging a mascot from the rooftop and making it into a circus. Flash forward, we got this team right here. This team right here has turned hockey games into massive entertainment spectacles, spectaculas. if you're French. And they've made it an entertainment thing to the point where other teams are doing different things. You have other hockey teams in North Carolina doing different theatrical type stuff. And it's making it into an entertainment destination, which grows the game of hockey and gets kids into something that teaches them discipline, respect, getting up at 4 in the morning to go to the rink at 5 a.m. Hockey is a very communal, awesome sport. Gail is asking, when will Vegas reopen? Any ideas? Gail, I've been saying May 1st to the 15th for a very long time. Very long time. I think so. But not fully, not full capacity. That would be stupid. No one's thinking that. I've never heard you ask for a thing, Connie says. I have never asked for a thing. I am the show. No, MGM is the show, apparently. They said, welcome to the show. And I'm pretty sure if I search the United States Patent and Trademark Office, that is patented and trademarked by MGM Resorts International. They probably own that because they own practically everything in this town, unfortunately, except for the land and the buildings that they're in. But they own a lot of stuff with Blackstone and stuff like that. But anyways, Palacio, let's see, Paul, unknown, why asking that? Let's see, I got lots of things. I got lots of stuff. It's hard to keep up with the chats, my friends. Another channel I watch, which is not Vegas related, was discussing that they are an Amazon affiliates. They get cut. That's true. And, you know, I can do that. I have that. I have an Amazon link in all of my videos. You guys can go do shopping on Amazon. If you guys sign up for an Audible account, even if it's a free trial and you cancel, they do like a $5 bounty, Amazon calls it. Amazon right now is hard to shop on. I have an eBay affiliate account from when I helped my wife with her orchid stuff years and years and years ago. That, you know, I have Vegas.com in my link descriptions. I have lots of ways that you guys don't have to actually pay anything to me and you get something and then they have to pay you a cut. Amazon affiliates make 3 to 5%, maybe. They don't make a lot of money because Amazon doesn't need them anymore because they've just become so synonymous with shopping that everybody shops Amazon. Back in the day, it was 10% of a purchase. So if somebody spent $1,000, you made $100. That was very lucrative. $2,000 TV, $200 check to the person that referred you. Lots of people made lots of money. No Way Kiss said, welcome to the show. In Psycho Circus. Well, even if they said it, now Gene probably did trademark welcome to the show then. Maybe they bought the trademark because they're using it everywhere. Clueless prefers Olympic hockey. It's very different. The ice surface is bigger. There's way less contact, and there's definitely no fighting. Paul Rotter is going to be at the D. I don't think you'll be canceled, Paul. I don't think by July we'll have any problems. I'll make some Vegas tire money, Maddie says. Yeah, that would be funny. Vegas money. Vegas tire money. What we got here, we got the Hawks were on Sports Channel back in the day. The Blackhawks, I assume you mean. That's awesome. I got 15 minutes left. Where does the time go? Steven, let me take you out to a nice steak dinner to say thank you for all you're doing. That's fine, Reno. When you come here, you can always email me. That's also in all my link descriptions. You guys, if you like somebody you're watching, you might want to click on the link description. Sometimes they have some good stuff hidden down there. You know, I have some, I get paid by Amazon. They give me gift cards because whatever reason I chose that. I can't even use my Amazon gift cards for anything. I have $60 worth of Amazon gift cards. $60 for 5 months of referrals. Anyways, and I don't even have anything, I can't get anything. Everything's delayed a month. So Amazon is a tough one to shop on if you're not shopping for essentials or health items right now. When is taking reservations May 1st? Celine Queen says. That's good to know. My best time at a hockey game was at a Kings game. I went to the bathroom, and it was in the bathroom was cards from the opposing team. Ha! Well, hey, that's what they do. Yep. And if you ever want to go see people fist fighting, just go check out Boston Bruins and Boston Garden. Those guys get rowdy out in Massachusetts, but I gotta love the spirit. The spirit of Massachusetts is the spirit of America. That may be the state song. I don't know. Andy says, I think you would need insane traffic for Amazon to be worth it. Andy and I chat on Facebook Messenger, and he is a guy that's into the whole affiliate marketing thing. He's way better at it than me. He knows a lot of stuff. One of a Kind closed because they couldn't compete with other big players on the strip. Reno says, is that true, Reno? A lot of the times they will be like from LA, they will rent a space in Vegas on a contract, and then they pull out because they don't want to do it here anymore. And then they might go to Miami. So maybe couldn't compete. Maybe they could compete. Steven, a big thank you for all the really great info. Wall Street Warlord, I owe it to my source. They are awesome. And all I do is I am just a parrot and I just parrot off things, and anybody can do what I do. As I was pointing out in some of my comments, they said, all you do is read Google articles to us. Any idiot can do that. Fair enough. Next. Yeah. Okay, Reno's out of here. See you, Reno. I got 12 minutes left myself. 12 minutes, 11 minutes and some seconds. South Point Hotel is adding itself to the list of casinos that have been chosen to furlough employees. Yeah, I mean, that guy, Michael Gaughan, I think it is, he has a great relationship with his employees, but it seems unfortunate that they're doing that. But we'll see if they can open up sooner than later. Shark Reef must be a huge overhead for Mandalay Bay, feeding and maintaining sharks, especially without any revenue. Well, the Shark Reef charges admission. You have to pay to go to it. Now, whether or not that admission pays for all of that, or whether or not they get, different setups with different not-for-profits and things like that. Marine wildlife, I don't know if they have the same people on them as the animal rights people that attack the tiger people, for example. Like I was asking my wife, why is no one going after Wayne Newton for his monkey flat out attacking people? Wayne Newton has a monkey. The monkey's name is Boo. Hey, Boo. And the monkey has attacked people twice. There's 2 major lawsuits against Wayne Newton on his house tours. And I'm like, why don't they go after Wayne Newton? Why aren't they going after this? Why aren't they going after that? Like, you can't put great white sharks in captivity. They tried it at Monterey Bay Aquarium up in California. The great whites get aggressive. They go nuts. They smash the glass. They attack the other fish aggressively, even though, yes, it's a great white. It attacks aggressively. But they go crazy. They don't like to be confined, right? They have like this 500-mile radius that they normally swim in. Why ain't anybody on the Shark Reef at Mandalay Bay for that? For that matter, why is nobody mad at Siegfried and Roy? Could somebody explain this to me? Nobody gets mad at Siegfried and Roy. Is there some payola happening? If you guys don't know what payola is, I recommend a podcast called Legal Wars, and it's a very good podcast. And they went over the payola scandal of the 1950s, where acts were paying radio stations wild amounts of money to play things on top 50 type radio stations. And the payola scandal was unfair to small artists that couldn't pay. Whoa, Bree! Thank you, Bree! Thank you, Bree. Steven, your nightly streams and to-go margaritas here in Austin are the only things keeping me sane anymore. What flavor of margarita are you drinking, Bree? Can you please give Bree 348 thank yous to Bree? Thank you, Bree. Wow. I appreciate you guys so much. Let's just go over this list from first to last. We had Matt and Toby's Desk and Black Cane and Okerlund and Neil Armstrong and Black Cane again. That was a big one. And Okerlund and Gamble the Globe, and also Matt Morrissey, and also Okerlund, and then Joshua Hooks. Then Okerlund, and then it's Contessa, Paul Rotter, Joshua Hooks, Jimmy Bluffett. That's a great name. Yeah, I mean, he wins naming for YouTube today. Mr. Classic TV 1980, who has a slots channel you should check out. Joshua Hooks again. Ray Witten, Paul Carl Lukacs, Joshua Hooks, Wine and Brew, Joseph Drake, Herbert Daughtry, Joshua Hooks, Mr. Classic TV 1980, and Bree 28. And thank you guys for your ridiculous amounts of generosity for me. I don't understand it at all. Never. And Champagne Pappy asked something ridiculous that shouldn't happen. If you guys have any large super chats, you should always do that to your favorite YouTubers through PayPal or through Cashapp, because YouTube takes 30% of everything. And right now, anybody you're watching can use any kind of help they're getting right now, because some of us are stuck on the IRS page that says, you don't qualify for this stimulus, or something went wrong. Some of us are like me, where the unemployment office is giving them the runaround and they're not even talking to me. You call up the unemployment offices at 7:45 and it tells you, our lines are currently full. We can't handle any more calls for the whole entire day. Please call back tomorrow at 7:45. And you're like, wait, what? Yeah. Wait, what? Everybody's got something to hide except for me and my monkey. Doom, doom, doom. That's from the White Album, which is not called the White Album. It's called the Beatles, but it's a White Album, so they called it the White Album. 2,000 subs. Don't think so. But hey, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Usually a regular lime margarita with plenty of salt on the rim, or a strawberry if I'm feeling myself that day. My wife likes Bloody Mary salt on the rim. Yeah, I'm experiencing the same thing, Andy says. Keep doing what you do. I will, dog. I'm going to give you guys the Vulcan Word up. That's Vulcan. So, whatever. Don't be offended. Sensibilities. I don't want to hurt people's feelings, honestly. I really don't. Call them right before they close. You will get through, Pat says, and then I can argue with them and they can say, well, you were a 1099, and I'll be like, Congress passed a law, and then I'll get somebody that transfers me to somebody, and maybe it'll happen. I don't know. Because I bet you all this does go down. They said they're going to be paying people who are on unemployment months after this, even if they have to play catch up. But then they'll be working and they will not have to face evictions once this ends, because there's no evictions for the next X amount of days. And then we still have to pay things. We still have to buy groceries. I'm so tired of, oh man, today somebody asked me, hey, do you know when Albertsons closes? I'm like 8 o'clock because it's the 1940s in Las Vegas. Ronald tells me to keep it up. I will try. Such poor customer service from them. So sad. You would think, right? Okay, here. I'm not a business mogul, but here's an idea for you. You got 300,000 people that are out of work, and you have internet connections everywhere. Tell people if they have a landline, train them up real fast. Get them a landline in their house. If they have a landline, you can't do it on a cell phone. These things are inconsistent. The battery dies. You can now answer phone calls for the state. What is so hard about this? You just created jobs and kept people off of the unemployment rolls. Take some of that fat state treasury and throw it at people for something useful. I mean, I love that the Raiders are here, but we didn't need to build a football stadium with money from people. That's a problem. They built the entire T-Mobile Arena with privately funded money, every major venue in Vegas, but with $700 million that could have gone to other things. I'm glad the Raiders are here, so don't hate me for that. If I did a video that said that, I would have so much hate on me for that video. How dare you, Raider Nation? Yeah, you guys are great, man. You're very good fans, but we don't need to spend money that way. We need to spend it other ways. There's so much I could say about that stuff, and then everybody going to accuse me of being one way or the other, and then I lose half the audience, so we're not going to go there. Walmart closes at 8:30 in NorCal. Yeah, I mean, we have to disinfect things. You have to stock your shelves, man. Stock your shelves. No parking for the Raiders, Punk Poker Junkie says. I went down there the other day. You can see some parking. Smith's is open 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. And the first hour out here is reserved for older folks or people with sensitivities, which I think is nice. I got Abilene here, as Australia, I believe, right? Steven, you're out of your Vulcan mind. Ha! Ha! Do you like the Mark Schaefer? No, what was that? Paul Schaefer laugh. Ha! Mark Schaefer is the guy that runs the magazine that I work with. Anyways, does the Raider Stadium have parking? Johnny, some parking, not a lot of parking. I did a video on that. It has 78,000 views. Anyone know when all the casinos will open? Only the man upstairs in Northern Nevada, Steve Sisolak. That's who we ask. Watching from the UC, Daniel Sweeney, I had a bad joke. I like the alternate spelling of your name, Daniel. That's really cool. You had parents that were very interesting. I wonder if that's Gaelic or some kind of little dialect. I wonder about that. But I had this joke I would say, and I'd say, where are you from? And they'd say, oh, UK. And I'd be like, I'm okay. Where are you from? And sometimes they think it was funny, and sometimes they would want to smack me, I'm sure. Canadian living in Vancouver, Orange County, and Summerlin. Let's chat. Ask a Q. Well, Ryan, that's awesome. Mr. Whitford. I have only 4 minutes left. But I'll be back tomorrow at 7:45 for all of your viewing pleasure and comments and things and stuff. Governor Sisolak has a Twitter page about unemployment. Go give him hell like I did. Well, Governor Sisolak's people have a Twitter page. What do you think the odds are of Sisolak actually tweeting anything? Not great. He probably has more important things to do. But then again, as Sean Holm was in my chat the other day, he kept saying, 24 hours in a day, bro. Like, yeah, we don't work hard. Some of us work hard, and you have to prioritize things. And that's all I'm saying. I'm sure he prioritizes other things, like running a state, I guess. I'm from Vegas, but do some business in Tejas when you coming down. Oh, he's talking to Bree. We got some underground casinos in Jersey that give out free pizza like old Vegas. Be like, hey, come over to my casino. Yeah. It's totally legitimate. They have casinos in Jersey, right? They got legalized voting legalized voting. Yeah, it's legal to vote in Jersey. Just Jersey, not New York. Oh, you got Atlantic City, you got AC, you got the old Boardwalk. Boardwalk Empire is a great show, by the way. You guys check that out if you're on the HBOs. Steven, would you be interested in partnering up with me in an online Canadian casino? I didn't know you were in Canada, Champagne Pappy. You can email me. I'm open to anything that sounds logical and not illegal. My father-in-law is a vet and used to his connections for a specialist. I hated leaving him for 3 days. Free pizza, I'm in. Yeah, just that's hilarious. I bet you they have excellent pizza. I would go just for the free pizza. I love me some pizza, guys. Well, we got 2 minutes and 15 seconds left in the chat. I want to thank everybody who was awesome to chip into the chat today and just type some words and like the video. Thank you for that. I'll be back tomorrow. Thought of the day is, I don't know what the thought of the day is. Are you going to use elevators after all this, or are you going to use the stairs? Are we creating a race of superhumans with massive quad strength as everybody chooses to use the stairs to avoid this? That's the thought of the day. Because, whoa, Victor Crawl. Thank you, Victor. I believe Victor's on my Patreon as well. So after I'm done, I'm going to make the thumbnail. I'm going to put the video, the documentary video into the deal. And it's going to be great. And it's going to be Tony the Tiger levels of great. Maybe, I don't know. It could be trash for all I know. It's called Las Vegas Shutdown, Closed for Business, Open for Hope. The people on my Facebook actually chose that name. They chose that title from a poll on the Not Leaving Las Vegas Facebook group. And so, so Las Vegas Shutdown, Closed for Business, Open for Hope, Las Vegas Total Shutdown of 2020. So if you guys are interested, you'll see that up on YouTube in the next few days. It'll be on Patreon first. And if you guys are out there, be good to one another, be good to everybody else. And are we building a race of superhumans with giant quad strength? I have big quads because I'm Ukrainian and we worked in the fields for a long time. So there it is. Okay, we got to go and we got 45 seconds and I'm just going to literally stare at the camera for 40. No, I'm not going to do that. We got to go, but I want you guys to do something productive tomorrow. I'm going to do something productive to get tomorrow. I'm going to make a video about something. My wife actually gave me the topic of tomorrow's video. It is called Lost Vegas. Is Vegas relevant in the world going forward? That's the discussion for tomorrow. So subscribe to the videos if you guys want to see my daily video. That's what it's going to be. Unless some major news happens. Oh, it did. World Series of Poker. Dang. Well, I'll tie it in somehow. Now's the time of the video where we have 9 seconds, 8 seconds, 7, 6, 5. Can I get a 3, 2, 1 click? 3, 2, 1 click. And we go 3, 2, 1. And see you tomorrow, everybody. Thanks for watching and being generous, and be generous and be good. And I love you all. Thank you. Bye.